After you've completed machine exercise number 3, you're going to laser engrave your name, machine exercise number 3, and the lumber species on your part. Your part should be 14.25 long and it's 3.375 in width. We're going to set up a document in CorelDRAW for that. I've laid out a 1-inch grid here for you in this AutoCAD drawing to show you. We're going to start your text box represented by this blue rectangle about 2 inches over from the left hand side of the document, and we'll run it all the way over to about 6 to avoid hitting any of the holes that you've drilled in here. So I'm going to open up CorelDRAW. You may be prompted to put in a username or password. Your username for Corel is corel@hempfieldsd.org. I'll put this up on the screen. Your password is Hempfield in all lowercase. Once you're signed in to CorelDRAW, you're going to go to a new document. More than likely, your new document will be set to 8.5 by 11 when you first open the software. You are going to set this to the size of your part. We're setting this up landscape, so it'll be 14.25 in width, and it's going to be 3.375 in height, with a document resolution of 300. Okay, once you have your document open, we're going to make sure you have the rulers visible. So if you go to view, you're going to make sure that your rulers are checked so you can see those up top. We're going to drag some guidelines across. So right over here on the numbers, I'm going to hold my left mouse button down and I'm going to line that up with the 2-inch mark up in this ruler up top here. And then I'm going to drag one more over so that it lines up with the 6, and that just kind of helps me establish the left and right hand side of my text box, so I know I'm not going to hit any of the features I cut in already. From here, it's as simple as going into the text tool, and I'm going to kind of line up on this guideline. I'm going to center that text box kind of top to bottom on the board, and I'm going to drop that in, and then I'm going to begin to type. So you will type in your name, ME number 3, and then whatever type of lumber it is. I'm going to put in pine for right now. Yours might be something different. I'm going to change my font size, do like 24 font, and I'm going to center my text. At this point, I'm going to just move this down a little bit, so I'll click off, and then I can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to bump that down to roughly the center of your document. And then you want to make sure you save this. When you save your drawing, ideally you will save on OneDrive so you can access this from any computer. If you put it into documents or the desktop, make sure you record the computer number located on the lid of the laptop so that you can find that if you don't burn this on the laser the same day you make this. So I'm just going to put in ME number, I'm going to put in ME3, and then your name would go after that. And I'm just going to put this on my desktop for right now. Again, I would recommend you put this into OneNote, but I'll hit save here. Now it's time to print, so we're going to go into File Print. You are going to select the Epilog Fusion laser engraver, and at this point you see it just looks like an 8.5 by 11 document. I'm going to go over to Preferences, and I have to set up my document size, which, if we look up in the Corel, our document was 14.25 by 3.375. We are doing a raster only job. We are engraving at 300 pixels per inch, or dots per inch, and we have to change the raster settings. So our speed will be set to 50. Our power is going to be set up to 100, and then at this point you want to just check to make sure your part size is the same. Set to 300, 50 speed, 100 power, and we'll hit OK. If you don't have this preview button open, you won't see this, but you want to open up the preview. You'll see the text that you're going to engrave on your document, and at this point have your teacher come over, whether it's Mr. James, Mr. Settle, Mr. Sauer, get them over to take a look. And before you send this to the printer, you're going to hit the print button. It may take a minute to get over there, and then your instructor will help you zero the laser bed and get that ready to print.